Welcome to our happy hour. Sorry, I'm like super animated, super pumped. Y'all, we literally have 1 week left in the month. So I'm going to share our leaderboard because I was able to access my back office today. And you know what? I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, holy shit, what have I been doing the entire month? And, I have those same times where it's like you look at it and you have 1 week left in the month and you're like, well, you know what? Maybe I'll do better next month, or maybe I'll actually apply myself next month. And you guess what? Next month's not guaranteed. Next month, and if we keep saying next month, next month, you know what? It never happens. So I'm going to go ahead and share, and I'm going to tell you guys a little bit, and then we're going to hand it over to Alyssa, and she's going to share her story and just kind of share how, oh my gosh, Brittany, two freaking babies. Sorry, squirrel brain. She is pregnant with twins. Bless her freaking soul.
Thanks.
Did you like shit bricks?
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, y'all. I am such a squirrel, and I saw her, and then I saw her pregnancy announcement, and she has two kids inside of her right now, and I was like, I am not the one. This mom is not that super mom.
Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
You're gonna rock it. 3 kids.
I have to.
And Onyx is like
That's
1.
it.
Isn't he like 1?
Not even 1 yet.
Okay, sorry. Okay, anyways, let me share my screen, and sorry. You guys know I'm squirrely. This is why you guys love me. Love me so much. Okay, I'm sharing the wrong thing here. Okay. And then I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so here is April, and we have Lindsay, and I don't think she's on this call because she is heading back from Memphis. She went to the zoo. But we've got Lindsay in the club with me. She's got Success Club 6, so she has locked it in for the month to get her prize. And we have four babes that have all changed one life. So we've got Brittany with 2 Success Club points, Carolyn with 2 Success Club points, Michelle with 2, and Kayla with 2. Oh my gosh. And Carolyn and Kayla, this is both their first month as coaches. So I'm so freaking proud of you two. With 1 life away, they've all changed 2 lives. We've got Alyssa, Courtney, and then my husband, Chris. Y'all, we have 1 week left in this month. 1 week. And, I kind of went MIA for a little bit because I've had a lot of shit going on. But, y'all, you're the CEOs of your own business. You guys are the CEOs of your own business. So I had no access to my back office this month, basically. None. And so it kind of comes down to, it's like, do we want to put the initiative in to kind of run our own business and to be the CEOs of our own business and all? Y'all, there's no reason we should only have 1 person who's changed 3 lives. There's no reason. Y'all know you are so freaking capable of changing all those lives. You've just got to buckle down and make that decision. You've got to make the decision that, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because I said this was my goal, and I'm going to hit it. Y'all, we have 1 week left. There's no reason why every single one of you guys that are on the board, hell, if you're not even on the board yet, could not help 3 lives. We all know 3 people in our lives that could benefit from this. We all know 3 people that can benefit from this. It's just, are we going to get uncomfortable and ask them? Are we going to reach out? Are we going to do that extra work? Are we going to send more invites? Because I know Alyssa's going to go over. She's going to hit Success Club. I'm not worried about it because she really has no option in the matter because I'll kick her ass. But she's going to go over exactly what she's done to hit Success Club every single month. I was going to get Lindsay, but she's headed home. So she's going to go over everything. She's going to go over how she went diamond in 30 days. She's going to go over all the details, and you guys are going to be like, yeah, it takes a lot of work because these are businesses. We're growing these businesses from, the ground up. And so it does take a lot of work, but it's also completely doable. That I am not the exception. Y'all, last year, this was my 2nd month as a coach, and I'd hit Success Club, I think 50 something. And that's when I quit my job. Why not you? The only reason that you're not able to do that, or you're not thinking you're able to do that, is because you don't believe it's possible for you. You're thinking, oh, that's cool for Allie. That's great for Allie, but that's never going to happen to me. Instead of thinking, Allie could do that. I know she ain't nothing special. Why not me? It's doable. She did it, so I can do it too. You've just got to flip those scripts in your head and say, you know what? It's the 20, shit, I don't see on my phone. It's like the 22nd or something like that. We have literally a week and one day. Do you know what all can happen in a week? 22nd. We've got exactly 1 week and one day left of this month. Do you know how much can happen in a week? I sure as hell know how much can happen in a week. My grandmother went from completely stable in the nursing home, cutting jokes with me, to now she's passed away in a matter of a week. I mean, that's a really senile example, but a shit ton can happen in a week. So we have to think, what do we want to happen in a week for us? Are we going to buckle down and work our asses off? And it's not working and getting desperate. It's just working to reach all those lives that you know could be touched by this. Because you know it's possible, but you've got to first believe it's possible, and you first got to believe that you can do it. When I look at this report come the end of the month, I want to see tons of other faces. I want to be able to celebrate tons of you guys, because I know every single one of you guys can do this. I know every single one of you guys can hit Success Club and help 3 people and make your investment back. Like, I know it's possible, but do you? Okay, that's my little spiel. I'm going to host quite a few power hours this month, or this last week, to try to get us all hustling together and, just give us a place to work. So I'm going to go ahead and stop my share. And we are going to hear from Alyssa. She is a diamond coach. She just dropped, but she'll for sure get it back. She's at Success Club every single month of her coaching. She's a success starter, which means that she helped 3 people in her first 3 months and earn her free ticket to Summit. So she'll be coming and hanging out with me at Summit this year. And so she's a busy, busy mama, as you can tell with her boob out right now, nursing her child, because, we got to do what we got to do. So I'm going to go ahead and spotlight her and mute me and let her talk.
Hi, ladies. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Alyssa. I joined Beachbody back in January. So I was not even looking to be a coach. I just needed a change. My life was just in the dirt. Literally, I had hit the lowest low that I could be personally. I had just had my son, and basically the first couple months of his life it was a very hard transition to have a second child. My boyfriend was struggling with an addiction, and I was terrified to basically tell anybody about it. And it was like, okay, now I have these 2 children, and what am I going to do? And, I just knew that, and we had been through this before. So I was at the point where it was like, I needed to change my life. And it didn't matter about anybody else or anything else that was going on. So in December, my sister, husband of 15 years, who was like my brother, literally, he's my daughter's godfather, and she just out of nowhere up and left him. So that was and I'm an empathist. I take people's emotions on. I was worried sick about her. I literally I made myself go crazy. I was, because I know people fall to love, but it was just the way that it happened. I was like, is she okay? And my sister, I have 3 older sisters, and we're all very close. And it really took a toll on us as a family. So I just knew once January 1st hit, okay, let's just say this. The week of between Christmas and New Year's, I made sugar cookies, and I ate literally 32 sugar cookies in probably 2 days. Yeah. Because I was emotionally eating, and it was I couldn't stop myself. And it was just, I was I need to do something. First of all, I had already, after I had my daughter, she's 3, I had lost weight from breastfeeding, and I was, everything was good. And then all of a sudden I was I had postpartum depression, but I didn't know I had postpartum depression. And I was trying to figure out who I was after I became a mom. And it's taken me a while to get it together. But like, I wish I could say that, you know, I had kids and like things were perfect, but they weren't. And I just knew that like I wanted more. This is not how I wanted to raise my babies. Like, I was not the person I wanted to be. I was so miserable with myself. And I was like searching. I had joined Weight Watchers in October and I didn't follow it at all. And I was searching like Weight Watchers hashtags like around Christmas time, and I found Allie. I'm like, oh, this girl's, I like her profile. Like, she's cool. So I started following her. And then, you know, it was like a couple weeks, like I had messaged her. I saw all of her posts. I saw all of her, you know, stories. And I was just like, I got to do this. Like, I don't know what she's doing, but like, I need this in my life. And I really just joined because I wanted to lose weight. I wanted to just focus on myself. Like, I was the habitual start and stop. Like I said, I had done my Weight Watchers before. I had tried freaking Atkins, South Beach diet, like eating no carbs, eating nothing, eating everything. Like, I just couldn't stick with anything. And like I said, like, as what really drew me into this coaching thing was just like, I went back and I looked at Allie's profile from when she started, and I was like, damn, like this girl really like completely changed her life. And I was like, you know what? I need to do something like this. I need something to focus on. And, you know, I needed to earn more money because like, I have student loans. I went to Springfield College, which is this private college. I took out like, I have almost $100,000 worth of student loans. And I wasn't working because after I had my daughter, I knew I wanted to stay home. And like, I had this career that I loved working through the YMCA. And I was always like into kind of health and fitness, but I never really like took it as a job. It was just something like I did for myself. But I don't know, like something has just really changed inside me the last couple months. And this opportunity has done it for me. So I'll just start by saying, you know, when I joined, I didn't know if I was like, you know what, I'm going to join her and I'm going to do this for myself and I'm going to lose weight and I'm going to do this program. And if I get people to sign up, then cool. And like, if I want to, you know, if I do this, but like, I never want to be that person who was posting on social media. Like, if you look at my Instagram back from January, like the only pictures I was posting were of my kids, but that was also because like, I did not like myself. Like, and I used to be this person who was outgoing and social, and I loved myself and I loved life and I loved living. And at some point, like things just, adulthood hit, like shit got hard and I didn't know, you know, it was like you're trying to be this person that everyone thinks you are, but really deep down, like I was struggling hard and like I didn't know how to help myself. And it was like I kept trying to change, but things just weren't, you know, working. So when I joined January, I started joining all of these calls. I started listening to every single training that was posted. Our Hustle and Heart Dynasty page on Facebook has lots of resources. You know, I did the Coach University. I did that before I was even like inviting or anything. But really, from the beginning, I've just been sharing my journey and, you know, what the programs have been doing for me. And inviting anybody and everybody. Like, I have 1,500 Facebook friends, and I went through my entire list. I invited every single one that I was friends with. And I was really surprised at how many people actually like were like, yeah, let's do it. And then it was like, it hit me like, oh, okay. Like I started, you know, one of my really good friends signed up, and then it was like, I signed my boyfriend up and I became Emerald. And then the more I started talking about it and the more I started living it, the easier it was for me to share. It was just, now it's just natural. Like, this is like, I don't have a problem talking to people about it because it really truthfully has changed my life. And there's just so many women out there. I wish that I had found this when I had my daughter. Like I got into a heated, like, commenting war on some post a couple weeks ago that was like, oh, things you shouldn't offer a new mom. And it was like an invite to your MLM. And I'm like, you know what? There may be some MLMs out there that, yeah, are pretty, you know, whatever. And I'm not going to bad talk anybody and whatever, but I don't feel like this, like somebody commented and said, do you feel bad that do you feel good that you're preying on new moms to make money? And I was like, first of all, I am a new mom. Like, I just had a baby. He's 7 months old. I'm currently nursing him right now. Like, and I'm like, yeah, like, I do know how stressful it is to have a new baby. And I also know, like, how stressful it is to not take care of yourself. And, like, you just want to snap because you can't, like, I couldn't function. Like, I was like, how do I deal with these hormones and the stress of, like, being a new mom? And, like, honestly, like, this, like, exercising every day has helped me so much. And, like, the community, like, this community, I mean, just the girls that I've met, all of, I mean, I can't, it's hard to put into words. So I guess, that is something that's, like, hard to talk about and hard to invite, but you shouldn't let that keep you, I realized, like, and I reached out to some people that I reached out to in the beginning, because it was like, I was kind of like, I didn't, not that I wasn't confident, but I wasn't confident in myself in the beginning, but it didn't matter, because for me, I was like, you know what, like, I know that this is something that I want to share with people. And so I just started sharing my journey, and like I said, it was easy for me to share. So in the beginning, I was just inviting people that I knew. I invited every single person I knew, and it didn't matter if I was afraid to invite some people, like, oh, this girl, like, she goes to the gym every day, but you know what, I'm going to invite her anyways. And, like, I definitely found that I've connected more with moms versus, women who don't have children. But all I can say is, like, you just have to be confident in what we're offering, and take in all the training that you can, and don't think it's not for you, like, because it could be for you. You know, it is for you. This is for everybody. Like, you don't have to, be a coach and I don't know. I guess you can do this at any level that you want, and you can make it whatever you want it to be. But that's what it is that, like, you're gonna get out of it what you put into it. So if you use this as a hobby, it's gonna pay you like a hobby. But if you want to treat it like a job, you got to treat it like a job. And for me, it's like, I'm just showing up every day. And even if I don't sign, there's been a couple weeks where I haven't signed people up, and, like, April's been slow, but, like, it's 100% been my mindset. Like, after the first, like, 3 months, I feel like I was starting to get a lot more no's, because I was inviting a lot more people, and I stopped doing personal development as much. Like, I let that kind of go to the wayside, and that really affects it. Like, your mindset, and people can tell when you're inviting and when you're talking to them, like, you have to be in it. Like, I felt like if there was a point in time where I was kind of sending invites, and I didn't feel like I was being passionate about it, and I wasn't really getting much back. And it was harder for me to have those conversations, because I wasn't, my head wasn't in it. But I think what really helped me become Diamond in the beginning is that I was just not standby. What is wrong?
This is real life. Like, we're full moms. Like, life doesn't just stop because we're running a team call. But I think I really love the part where she's just talking about how she was just leading fearlessly and just talking to everybody. But y'all, don't overlook how important personal development is. Because you can tell, she said the first 3 months she was crushing it, because she was doing her personal development. She was feeding into her mind. She was doing all that. But then when the second personal development stopped, the second she started seeing her business fall down. Okay, she's back. I'm going to start. Shut up.
Hello. It's okay. Yeah, so sorry about that. But for real, just like real life, my life is pretty crazy. But, like, that's the thing, is that, like, I don't let people give me excuses, because I'm like, I have every excuse you're trying to give me. Like, oh, you don't have money? Like, I literally had to sign up on a credit card, like, I borrowed money from somebody. Like, oh, you don't have time? Like, no, that's not true. We all have the same 24 hours in the day, but it's what you make of it. And then, like I said in the beginning, like, I was just like, first of all, my boyfriend was, like, in my house trying to detox. And that was the hardest thing for me to have to, like, live through. And I needed this opportunity to just throw myself into and just give it my all and see what I could do for myself, because I had tried so many other things before that, like, I just failed at. And, like, I work as a waitress right now, and I absolutely hate it. Like, and I didn't realize how much I was absolutely miserable in it until I found this and I've started doing this. And I'm like, wow. But really, for the last few years, I've been like, oh, I'm just going to waitress until the kids go to school. Like, but like, I'm at the point now where it is so draining to go into a place that like everybody I work with is miserable. Like, it's not fulfilling. Is it easy? Am I good at it? Do I make good money? And I'm only there for a couple hours? Yeah, but like, it doesn't fuel my fire. It doesn't really add any value to my life other than money. And I have always felt that like, I don't want to have a job where I feel like I'm working. I don't want to have to feel like I'm getting up every day and like not excited to go to work, because like and for those of you who work full time, and if you don't like your job, like how draining and exhausting is that to get up every day and have to go somewhere that you just hate? Last year, before I got pregnant with my son, I needed to just make extra money. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go back to work full time. I put my daughter in daycare, and I went and just got a job somewhere that was paying me hourly, and I got some benefits. I lasted like 5 weeks because the fact that I had to get up every day and go somewhere that I was like not excited to do, like I don't get that concept. Like why do we put ourselves through that? Why do like I look at my parents and I'm like, they have good jobs, they make good money, but like they're not happy, they're miserable. And like I just wanted to be happy, and I knew that like this makes me happy. Like this freaking fuels my fire. I love talking to people, like finding out, like just meeting new people, finding out what their struggles are, how I can help other people by also helping myself. And that is like that's the number one thing, is like taking care of yourself. My mind, like personal development, that has truly like changed everything. I mean, I'm like I wake up every morning and I listen to a podcast before I even work out, because I need to get that fuel going. And I definitely find that when I'm more into the personal development and doing more of it, the easier all of this becomes. And then it's like, why am I not doing it? And then, it just kind of like full circle. But don't be afraid to, invite anybody. There are people out there that like, that and just don't think that just because you know them and you're posting and you're like, oh, they'll reach out to me if they're interested, I don't want to bug them. That's not true. Because like I invited this girl who I was literally best friends with in high school for 4 or 5 years, and then we haven't really talked in the last couple of years, and didn't invite her until like probably 2 months into it. And then I was like, why didn't I invite her sooner? But in my head I was thinking, oh, she's like, if she wanted to do it, she would just reach out to me. But that's not true. And then just every person I invite them to the coaching opportunity, because, number one, who doesn't like to save money? Like if you're going to do the program, if you're going to commit to yourself, sign up as a coach. Like why not? And then just, I don't know, being consistent. Like you got to show up even when shit is hard, because that's the whole point, is that shit is hard. Life is hard. Like there are mornings where like, yes, I was consistently on a 5:30 routine, and then it's like you have to adjust, have to adapt, but like you got to keep showing up. There have been days where I post and I'm having like literally the worst day ever, or like there was times that I was posting in the beginning and like I was like storying and like, oh, just inviting people and telling people about my life, but it was hard. Like I was afraid to share I was just afraid to share. Like I turned my Instagram from my personal Instagram into my business Instagram. So I have ex-boyfriends following me and like they watch my stories, and now it's like, I don't even care. In the beginning, I was like, oh my God, like there's like, I was looking at all these people following me and I'm like, it was nerve wracking. It's like, oh my God, like but I had to do it. I'm like, you have to commit, and I had to keep showing up because I knew that people were watching me, and it's like people are watching to see if you're going to fail. But also it felt good when people were reaching out to me telling me like that I was inspiring them, even if I wasn't showing up. So there's just been all of these things that have helped me to be successful. but I would say consistency is key. And I noticed that if I'm not as consistent, especially with like inviting, like today I spent a good like hour inviting, and it was the best inviting session I had. I mean, I probably invited, I think I invited 60. And I have like 15 unread messages in my inbox right now. So I actually have a lot of traffic moving. And now I'm just in my cold market. So I've just been growing my Instagram and, but don't worry about that in the beginning. Like if you're a brand new coach, like my Instagram was like horrible. It's still not perfect. It's a work in progress every day. But that's the thing, is like, it's a work in progress, and I'm taking people on this journey with me, and it's getting people more invested in that. And they are interested, like, oh, like, what is it that you're doing, And, I don't know, just not sell. Like, I didn't ever want to be salesy. Like, I'm offering people a gift, and if they want to take it, they're going to take it. If not, what? I hear Bailey's barking. I know.
Okay, I have a few questions. So I want to get some tangible tips. So when you first started, you said your warm market. So how did you just like go to your friends list and just start talking to people? Or what did you do? And roughly how many invites did you send a day when you were doing, when you were on and really hustling for Diamond? And like maybe roughly what would you say? Because I didn't have very much luck with my warm market. So if you did, maybe it'll help them with kind of like verbiage, but not like verbatim, just kind of like roundabout.
I think, okay, so when I was really pushing for Diamond, I was in the Diamond Dash, and I did everything everybody told me to do. I was listening to all the top coaches. I was going on different trainings. But I was sending 40 to 50 invites a day. And I still am now. But there was a point in time where there was a couple days I didn't invite anybody. And it was like, oh, like I have to be more consistent. But in the beginning, just really, I don't know, warm market. I just was reaching out to people and like, hey, I've been changing my life. Or people I was more comfortable with, I was just like, hey, I'm doing Beachbody. Like, do you want to do it with me? And then other people, I was more like, hey, I'm doing this thing. Like, but like I said, I went into my friends list and I just started messaging people that I was friends with. Hey, how are you? How have you been? Are you doing anything to lose weight? Are you on a journey yourself? Like, I don't know if you've been seeing my posts. But like I said, reaching out to anybody and everybody that I could think of. Yes. Did I answer the question?
Yes, you did. So you would just basically just reach out. And I think I really don't want you guys to overlook that. She didn't judge whether they would want this or not. She didn't judge if they, would have the money or not. Many times she was like, these people probably don't have the money, but you know what? I'm going to invite them anyways because I know they could benefit from this. We have to take our own predetermined notion of how that's going to turn out and play out and just invite them. But what she's really telling you is you've got to have two things. You've got to be consistent, do your personal development, and invite like a boss. Because I know a lot of us say, well, I'm doing 10 invites a day. But you see, like it takes 30 to 40 a day to consistently to start building up that, but also having a system, a follow-up system and something in place to be able to follow up next week or the week after or the week after. And so I really just want you guys, if you guys get anything from this call, is don't diminish the value of personal development because it is literally the lifeline of what's going to keep a coach around. And two, stay consistent. Post at least twice a day. Show up in your stories at least 5 to 10 times. Send at least 20 invites and then hopefully more, depending on what your goals are. But just know that you can do this. You've just got to believe you can do this. And you've just got to put in that effort. And she believed. We were on this whole journey together for the last 6 weeks of trying to hold Diamond. And she believed she could. She didn't know how she was going to do it. She didn't know. And that's something I really saw when we were pushing. And I know she said, like, after she was done pushing, we were pushing for it. And we had to hold 6 weeks for it. She kind of lost that drive a little bit to be like, you know, this is going to happen. And that was when her personal development was sticking. But when she was on her personal development, she was on this, she was like, it's going to happen. Like, she's like, I don't know how it's going to happen, but I know it's going to happen. And every single Wednesday, literally before the clock struck midnight, she always made it happen because she believed she could. That's the strength of believing you can and putting that work behind it. And that comes from personal development. It comes from all that. I'll let her talk now.
Oh, that's okay. No, I would just say that, like, that is something, like, I put a sticky note on my desk above my computer, and I was like, Diamond, February 20th, because that's when I was like, I'm going to be a diamond. I didn't even know what that meant when I wrote that down. Like, literally, when I joined, I was like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing to make it to diamond, but, like, I'm going to do it because I said, I set a goal for myself, and I was like, let's just see if I can do it. And if I don't do it, then I don't do it. But, like, that wasn't in my head. It wasn't like, oh, if I don't do it, it was, I'm going to do it. And then if at midnight I don't, then whatever, you know, I move on. But then it was like, then I started to surprise myself, and I was like, why am I not applying myself? And I feel like that's always been something I've struggled with my whole life. Like in school, all my report cards were like, oh, doesn't apply herself, because I felt like I just didn't, you know, I've always been smarter than I think I am. And I just, you know, just not having that extra confidence. But the personal development has seriously helped me so much. Like, and I just find different podcasts. I listen to Girl Wash Your Face, TED Talks, like whatever you have to find the personal development that is going to speak to you. I listen to all different kinds of stuff. Like there's days I listen to podcasts about addiction recovery. There are days I, you know, listen to podcasts about building a business. There are days I listen to podcasts about getting out of a funk. You know, I find whatever is going to speak to me that day, and I just go for it. And then I also, you know, take suggestions from other people, but 100% the mindset of it is, you know, if you want this bad enough, you can do it. If you can dream it, you can do it.
And I'm gonna, like, she's got stuff going on there. If you guys get anything from that, literally, just know that it's here. It all starts here. Because if you believe you can do it, like literally you believe without a shadow of a doubt that Success Club 5 is happening. I don't give a fuck if I'm at Success Club 0 right now. Success Club 5 is happening. Like there's no ands, ifs, ors, buts about it. If you believe it and you put the action behind it, dude, unfreaking stoppable. But the second that self-doubt comes in, that second thought, you're like, well, oh, I have nobody I'm talking to. Like, it's 3 days left. Like, it's just not going to happen. Maybe next month. That second you tell yourself, well, maybe next month, it's never going to happen because you're telling yourself that it's okay not to hit whatever goal you set for yourself. It's okay that these goals aren't concrete, that, you know, like it'd be cool if I hit it, but, you know, like if I don't hit that goal, like it's not that big of a deal. Y'all, do not give yourself an out. You are way too smart. You are way too goal-oriented. You are way too beautiful. You're way too freaking hardworking to give yourself an out. It's just like in our journey, like our fitness journey. We're like, you know, I really want to stick to this program 100%. But, you know, like if it doesn't happen, then maybe the next one. Right there, you've already made yourself not going to do it. You've already set yourself up for failure. So right now, this Monday, what is your goal? Do you want to hit Emerald? Do you want to hit Success Club? Do you want to go Diamond? What the fuck do you want? Okay, now you know what you want. What action are you going to put behind it? How are you going to make that happen? Because it's a one thing to say it's going to happen and another thing to make it happen. A goal without action is just a dream. And we're not dreaming here, y'all. We've got goals and we're setting actions and we're accomplishing them. And I know every single one of you guys are so freaking, you guys can hit any goal you want. Every single one of you have the power to do crazy things in this business. I believe it. But the question is, do you believe it? Or are you letting that mean girl in your head? I was having a one-on-one call with one of the coaches on our team, and we were telling, like, she literally has two people in her head. She has like the right person who's like, go for it, girl, you got this. Like, I know you're gonna do this. And then the left person saying, who the fuck do you think you are? Or, like giving you an out. We've got to silence that person. We all have her. We all have that mean left person in our head saying why we're not good enough, why we're not pretty enough, why we're not, smart enough, why we're not goal-oriented enough, why we're not going to be successful enough. It's our job to silence her. Say, I acknowledge you. I see you, but I'm not listening to you because I know my worth. I know what I'm capable of because I know that these goals that I've set are not bullshit. That I'm going to put action behind them. And that personal development is when that comes in. Believing in the person you are. And don't just do personal development to check off that box. I did that for so long, right? Like, okay, I did my 10 minutes of personal development, check. And like, what the fuck did I just listen to? Anybody have those moments where you literally are just doing it to check off the box to say you did it? But at the end of you're like, okay, moving on with life. Y'all. You have to absorb it. So pick something that pulls at your heartstrings. Rachel Hollis, 9 times out of 10, always does it for me. But Brene Brown might be your type of cup of tea. Or Lewis Howell. Or, some of the other motivational speakers or whatever. Find who resonates with you. It doesn't have to be what everybody else is listening to. Because doing something because everybody else is doing it is not going to benefit you. It's kind of like jumping off a bridge. If everybody's doing it, that shit ain't going to benefit you. It's going to hurt you. And it might kill you. I mean, again, really extreme comparison. I'm really good at those. But you get the point. You are ultimately in control of your journey. You are the CEO of your own business. You control your life. So anything you do, it all falls back on you. It's not because I didn't give you the best resources, or not because Instagram algorithm sucks, or not because anybody's not responding to your messages. It's all on you. And I know that might be really hard to hear. But at the end of the day, we are what we do. So if the algorithm sucks, okay, figure out a new way. Nobody's responding to your messages, change it up. That's it. It all falls back on how adaptive we're going to be. Y'all, I has been suspended for the last 3 weeks. But you wouldn't know that from my social media. You wouldn't know that from my team. Because guess what? I was getting zero pay, zero, not even a penny. Not even like a, hey, that a girl, you're showing up still. I was doing every single thing this last 3 weeks for free. And guess what? I still showed up every day. If you look on my social media, you will not see a day that I did not show up. And guess what? My grandma died. Did I not show up that day? I was literally laying by her side, holding her hand as she was leaving me. And I was still showing up because guess what, y'all? We make these commitments to ourselves. And I don't know about y'all, but sorry, I'm getting like freaking, I don't know about y'all, but I broke commitments to myself for so long, so freaking long, that I am not going to do it anymore. So what's your excuse? Why have you not showed up every day? Are you going to change it? Or are you going to continue the cycle of letting yourself down, making a commitment, letting yourself down, making a commitment, lying to yourself, giving yourself an out, getting out of this? You have got to make that fucking decision for yourself. And I know this is real blunt right now, and it's probably a little heavy for this late, but y'all, I literally had every excuse to not show up. People would have been okay if I wouldn't have showed up. They would have understood, but I wouldn't have. Because who am I to tell you guys to show up every single day, no matter what, if I'm not willing to do it? So you had a hard day at work. Tough shit. So your kids are annoying the crap out of you. Tough shit. So you are PMSing and you're on your period and your husband's annoying the crap out of you. Tough shit. Y'all, the second we treat this as a job, as a business, is the second that it's going to pay you like a job, like a business. You have to have that mindset of a CEO. You can't just call into work because you're cramping. You can't just call into work because you're pissed off at your husband because he's being a jackass. Or because your kids are being the little twerps that they're being. Don't lie, mamas. We all know our kids are twerps. But like, you can't do that. So why do you do this? And I have somebody I love very, very much in my boot camp called me out because I kind of, wasn't showing up as authentically as I should. Not authentically, but as consistently because of all the shit that's been going on. It's you put the most important things on the back burner first. Like when your shit hits the fan, you're piled full of stuff. The most important things tend to always get put on the back burner first. For me, it was my family. When shit hit the fan before this business, I always put my family on the back burner first. I would always just worry about me, do me, and put my family on it. And then it became my business. And then I had to get out of that mindset of like, that's not how this is supposed to go. The laundry should be put on the back burner, or cooking dinner should be put on the back burner, or folding laundry should put on the back burner, or holy shit, heaven forbid, TV gets put on the back burner. But it should never be the things that make us who we are, the things that are helping us propel in life. So if you get anything from this last 10-minute spiel that I'm giving is stop making excuses for yourself. Stop giving yourself an out. Stop cutting yourself short. Every single one of you guys are so much more capable than you think you are. If you are still telling yourself that you're not, stop bullshitting yourself. You can do this. But it's only if you decide. There's nothing special about me. Remember, I literally had 0 warm market. I actually had like negative warm market. I have literally had 4 people from my past life sign up, and Brittany's one of them, Sarah's one of them, and then the other 2 are my husband and my sister, and guess what? I paid for their accounts. So really only 2 people. Everybody else is people I met on the internet. And guess what? They only trusted me because I showed up during the hardship. Do you know how many people thanked me for showing up, crying, ugly as mess? Like, y'all, I had puffy eyes like it was not cute. But it helps them trust me more because they know that I'm not going to quit on them when shit gets hard. I'm not going to quit on them when life gets in the way, when things happen. And they're going to trust you with their money. They're going to trust you with something that is super vulnerable, and that's their health journey. So you have to prove to them before they pay you anything that you're going to show up. Y'all, it's all on you. I can only help you so much. I can get on the phone with you. I can give you one-on-ones. I can give you scripts. I can do resources, but guess what? I can't do the fucking work for you. I can't help you put your bullshit aside. I can't help you get that mean girl out of your head. I can't continuously tell you you can do this if you don't believe you can. It all falls on you. So we have a week and a day left. Are you going to fold like a deck of cards and say, you know what? It's going to happen on May. It's going to happen May. I know it is. Or are you going to pull your big girl panties up and say, I don't fucking know how this is going to happen, but it's going to happen. I'm going to go Emerald. I'm going to help one person. I'm going to hit Success Club. Whatever goal you're setting for yourself, it's going to happen. I don't know how, but I know that I'm going to work my ass off until the clock strikes midnight on the 1st, because that's what I deserve. That's it. That's all she wrote, y'all. So I hope all of you guys have your big girl panties on. And every single one of you believe, once you leave this call, that you are in control of your destiny. Y'all have such an amazing, I don't know if you guys realize how awesome of an upline I am, first off, just tooting my own horn here, toot, but like also the resources you have from the #1 coach in the network. I'm like 70 something. Like, you guys got such amazing resources that only other people could dream of. But they don't matter if you're just going to collect all of them, right? You're going to collect all this knowledge. You're going to be the collector of all things, and you never execute it. So after this team call ends, you've got a decision to make. Are you going to end it and then turn on Netflix and watch some trash TV? Or are you going to end it and decide one thing that you are going to put into action? This is when the CEO has to come out. This is when it's time for you to make the decision what you're going to do. And I really just went on a soapbox, so I really do apologize, guys. But, sometimes I get in my feels, and it just kind of falls out. But I'm sure I'll hear on Amanda's story, gosh, Allie was just telling us how bad we suck, but it felt so good. She did that once. I'll never let her forget it.
That was just one time.
I know. That's what I said, one time, but I'll never let you forget it. But okay, I just wanted to let you guys know I love you. And that's the only reason I do this. I am only an asshole to the people I really love. I mean, I'm an 8. I am an 8. I don't avoid comfort. If you guys don't know what an 8 is, I do the Enneagram, which I'm going to post on our team page because it's a really cool test. But what an 8 is, you don't avoid confrontation. You say it like it is, regardless of how it'll affect anybody. And I think that's a blessing to have in an upline. And again, I'm tooting my own horn, but I feel like that's a blessing because I'm never going to sit here and tell you guys that you're doing everything that you can if you're not. I'm never going to tell you guys, and I'm never going to let you guys give yourself an out. I find so much that uplines or coaches or friends even, you're like, yeah, girl, it's okay. Like, no, it's not okay. It's not okay for you to shortcut yourself. It's not okay for you to tell yourself that it's okay if I don't apply myself. It's not okay to continue to think, I've got next month. I've got next month. It's okay. That's not okay. And I will be the friend that will tell you that. Because you know what? Friends tell you what you want to hear. Best friends tell you what you need to hear. BFF, forever. I will always tell you what you need to hear. So I love you guys. I hope you got some value from Alyssa. Really just buckle down, do the hard shit, send invites, do your personal development, and don't prejudge anybody. Don't think that this can't be for somebody just because they have a 6-pack abs or just because they're in the gym all the time. You don't know what's going on in here. You don't know if this is going to help them. So you cannot judge that. It's your job and it's your obligation to present this gift. It's their job to decide if that's for them. It's not your job to convince them, just to present it. So go out there with an authentic heart and make some connections. Change some lives. Pay this gift forward because y'all, this is seriously life-changing. Seriously. And you would be selfish AF if you decided that somebody didn't need this because of what you thought of them. I'm just putting that out there straight. All right. I love you guys. I will be posting. There is in the team page right now a call log for goal setting calls. So if you guys want to put your name down, I will be doing goal setting calls over these next 2 weeks to help you guys with goals or questions or anything like that. And then we will get to it. Next week's call is going to be good. I'm going to be going over 3 different trackers and some fun new things I've got coming up. So I love you guys, and you guys have a great one. Bye.